Hey guys, today I'm going to show you what it's like to play on Retroid Pocket 2. I've shown you some edited footage, gameplay footage, but you might not know what it's like to actually play on it. I know some people have reviewed this handheld to be a little difficult to use because it's using Android system. But basically, this is how I would play. So basically, run turn on the device and you land on Android. You can open up the menu and go to your emulator and look for games you want to play. Right now I have some files saved, that's why it's starting from this point. To exit a game, click home. To close down an emulator that's running, right now I'm not in a mouse mode, so just hit down and press X and it closes it. You can also enter a mouse mode, pull down from the navigation bar, and you can slide this over to get rid of it. Also, if you have an app running, you can hold down select and you can either slide this over or click that X button there. So I know some people don't want to configure anything and download any emulators from Android. I have paid apps like gba.mu, gbc.mu, md.mu, etc. FPSE emulator. If you don't want to use these, there is an option to get Retroid app, and you can do that by going to the Toolbox app that comes pre-installed on the device. Given that you don't tinker anything with the SD card, keep the SD card in or copy all the content from the SD card, move it to your new bigger SD card, but make sure that you copy everything from that SD card because that contains the lock key and all the pre-installed ROMs that are encrypted. So from this menu, click install Retroid Pocket app, and that will actually install this Retroid app. And when you run this, and I'll purposely not edit this loading screen because I want to show you guys how long it would take to boot into a different system. So it takes a while to boot into it, so it's not ideal to switch back and forth. So there it is. We're now in Retroid Pocket OS, and I think this is underrated. It has a lot of ROMs pre-installed. You can also access their own market and download all the ROMs from there. So if you are someone who don't want to worry about downloading any extra emulators, configure each emulators, this is good enough, I think. For a $80 handheld, I think this is great. You can still play PSP games. Let's see. You can play PS1, N64, NES, SNES, GBA, GBC, MD, MegaDrive, PCE, Dreamcast, Final Burn, Alpha, and some other arcade games, Mame games. So you can get games from here and just play it from here. Only downside using this OS is anything that you save in game doesn't save. So let's say you're playing Pokemon, and you save a file. And you restart the game, you're gonna lose that save file. So what you need to do is use the Retroid OS's own save state and load state, and I will show you what that is like. So let's see. It runs pretty quickly. So we're now playing Golden Sun. When you click home, you can save by pressing down X or load pressing down Y. Let me refocus the camera. Okay. So when you save, it really doesn't ask you if you want to overwrite the save state, so it's a little scary. So I don't really recommend playing a full RPG on Retroid OS, as you can lose that save data pretty easily. But I do recommend playing some arcade games or racing games that you don't really need to save too often, and etc. You can access the app, Market app, by pressing X. Oh, and before doing that, sorry, you need to make sure that you're on the Wi-Fi. So press down home key to access the menu, and go to handheld settings, Wi-Fi, and that's where you connect the Wi-Fi. You can also connect a Bluetooth, Android Bluetooth. Using Android, you can connect Bluetooth controllers or AirPod even. So that's all accessed by the menu here. I'm gonna press start to search, and I'm going to search for a certain game. Okay. So arcade games runs really well on this device. I would recommend using Retroid OS for arcade games, because they have videos that play on the side, and you also have, everything is already configured and runs at full frames. So press select to add coins and press start to start. So that's Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm going to go to the market, download some game. Now I have already downloaded this game before, and download, this was about 181 megabyte, and downloads pretty fast. It took me about 20 seconds. I have 200 megabits per second, and it downloads pretty fast. So once again, this game, you can't save, not even a save state, load state. So anything you play on this, you will lose progress. So if you want to save any data, then I recommend using just the Android system. RetroidOS should just be taken lightly and use it only for a casual play. But otherwise, the performance on this is great. Now, this game is pretty hard to emulate even on Android. Walt Disney World Quest Magical Racing Tour. I have gotten it to work at the same performance using Retroarch PSX rearmed core. But I'll show you how it would run on Retroarch. RetroidOS. So that's it. That's the PS1 emulation over at RetroidOS. And now to exit, press home key and press down B. If I go to a different section like N64, it'll show you all different games that you can download. Keep in mind that some of these titles are wrong, but the important keywords are still there. So let me try to download this game. It's only 23 megabyte, and just click download and let's see how it takes, how long it would take. So while this is being downloaded, you can check this progress by going to task management and go to in progress, and you can see what you are downloading. So once that is finished downloading, you can run this game directly from here, or you can navigate to the N64 category and then play it from here. So you can go to completed, click there and start game here, or you can also go to the N64 category and play from here. So this, I accidentally exited out. But this game supports save state and load state. So this game is a little choppy, playable, but I wouldn't really play a game that's this choppy. I think it's better for my health. So I'm gonna exit out, and in order to switch back to the Android, click on home, long press home, and go to switch system and press A. Okay. You can have all the games set up on Dig, front end emulator, and you can access all your games in a pretty interface. But even this too is not perfect. Show you why. Oh right, I switched out my SD card, so that's why it's not showing up. But even if you find your game here and click the game, sometimes it doesn't immediately run it. It opens up the emulator, but it doesn't run the game. So I normally, if I want to play a game, I would go to the specific emulator that is going to be used for running that game, and find the game here. And whenever you wanna hit back in the Android system, enter the mouse mode and press B. Select. Or not. So as you can see, this is normal. This is pretty normal when you're playing on RP to just closing out the app, reopening it, navigating to what you want to play, and selecting that game to play. But once you're in the game, it's perfect. The screen quality is good, the buttons are good, the design on this overall design is good. So that's my honest comments of what Retroid Pocket 2 is like. You can't play Xbox streaming. I have this icon installed here, but it doesn't run. You can do remote desktop or stream using Moonlight and Steam Link. They work really well. But Xbox streaming, GeForce Now, Stadia, they all don't work. Maybe might get better once this gets updated to Android 8 around October 25th. And we'll check it out then again. But at the moment, if you want to play a game, you have to find your emulator, click on it, go to that emulator game, and then play it. Oop, this is not a good game to play. So yeah, if you want to have a peace of mind, then just use RetroidOS, and you will lose that saving functionality. I know that's big, but that might get updated because Retroid Pocket 2 promised that they would keep updating the RetroidOS app. So that can be fixed later on, but at the time, as it stands right now, just use RetroidOS for casual play. Otherwise, you would have to learn how to use Android. There's a lot of, navigating back and forth in between different emulators and selecting the file. This is another game that runs pretty well. So that's it. If you guys have any other questions, please leave your questions in the comments below, and I'll try to address them as soon as possible. Can you pocket this thing? You can put these in a jacket pocket, but not in a pants pocket. It's pretty tight, unless you have a very loose pocket. But if you have keys or anything other stuff in your pocket, this will not fit with that. So I recommend carrying this in a jacket pocket or putting in a bag or something like that. It's not small enough to fit in a pocket. So, but still, nonetheless, this is a very great handheld for $80. I don't think there is any other handheld that's $80 that does enough, has enough functionalities as this one. I think the future is bright for Retroid Pocket 2. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.